Hello there, my name is Rose, my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. Yubnub! Yubnub! Ooh, and
Great.
we're here
Good.
with, as always, our co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I've just shoved a Haribo in my mouth.
Yeah, of course. And as always, you can listen to us on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Apple Spotify. Anywhere you get your podcasts, we are there. Or you can listen to us on our... watch us on our YouTube version, The Real Show, Real with 2 E's, where you can watch our video version of this very same episode. Now, we're rounding out the month of May, our May Star Wars month, with possibly one of the greatest Star Wars films ever put to film, right? It's not A New Hope.
Nope.
It's not Force Awakens.
Nope.
It's with our furry friends from the forest moon of Endor, the Ewoks. It's Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure.
Yep.
This 1984 made-for-TV masterpiece is a story of a family who crash on the forest moon of Endor. The parents are taken by the giant Gorax, and the children, Mace and Sindel, have to team up with the Ewoks from Bright Tree Village to save the day. Oh, it's amazing. Let's get into it.
I'm getting comfy for this one.
Now, the film starts off with the 20th Century Fox logo opening titles and the whole horns, da 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 da, and the Lucasfilm logo, which makes you think you're in for something amazing, a great Star Wars spectacle.
It's going to be great.
And what you get is this.
Yep.
We start off with narration, which
there's a narrator in
almost
this.
makes you feel like you're watching some kind of Ewok documentary. It feels like you're watching some kind of David Attenborough Ewok on the forest moon of Endor.
Yeah.
They call it the Enchanted Forest, which makes it feel very fantasy almost.
Here we see Wicket in his natural habitat.
Here we see the Enchanted Forest, where the Ewok, he is walking along. He has got a spear and a catapult or something, and he is hunting for food or whatever, that kind of thing.
He is being hunted by a random wolf thing.
Yes.
What are they? I've got no idea what they're called.
And we have 2 humans, and they're calling out for their children. The two man and woman, and they say every day since the crash. And immediately I think, well, the Star Wars trope here. They've already done the Clone Wars crash, and we're a few minutes in. They've already done the classic Star Wars crash of ship. This is one of the credits says story by George Lucas.
Great.
Which you know we're in for good hands. We're in good hands here when they say story for George Lucas. A little detail about this. This was supposed to be a made-for-TV special that was only 30 minutes long.
Well, it's about an hour more than that.
And the network wanted it to be feature-length, which means they had to extend the runtime by another hour.
That makes sense, because quite a lot of this film could just be cut off.
Yes, exactly. So here we go. An Ewok finally appears. After the humans are taken by the giant Gorax, which is just a huge, sort of terrifying Yeti monster type thing, right? It's just a huge lumbering kind of monster.
Yeah, kind of similar to how I guess the Wampa is.
Yeah.
Like the snowman, abominable snowman.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
a bit
more.
of concept art.
This is more a Bigfoot.
This thing was originally supposed to be in sort of Return of the Jedi and feature the Ewoks. There's a bit of concept art where it looks absolutely massive compared to the Ewoks, where it's like in the middle of the village and its head is coming up over. It's quite terrifying. It's quite eldritch.
See if I can find it.
You probably can. If you just look up Gorax, it'll probably appear. And,
Gorax.
The Gorax is actually in canon.
Okay.
It was made canon.
Here we go.
You probably
right.
found the piece of art that I've referenced.
Is it like coloured?
Yeah, it's coloured.
It's like his massive head.
His massive head is coming up and there's like Ewoks on the bridge above him. Yeah. It's supposed to be 8 meters tall, and he's got big mouthful of sharp fangs and huge limbs, and he goes through the forest and he takes out all the Ewoks. He's a bit of a scourge on the Ewoks, and he was referenced in the Ultimate Star Wars Guide, which was in 2015, and he was in canon then. And there is also actually a reference to the Gorax in the Survivors on Endor Walker Assault map in Star Wars Battlefront. You could enter a cavern containing a giant spider and the lair of the Gorax. And also in Ewok Hunt in Battlefront 2, there's a similar cave where you can find remains and stuff like that as well, which is said to be from the Gorax. But here we see an Ewok. He's running around. It's Wicket, the Ewok, played once again by Warwick Davis.
Warwick is back.
Fantastic. And He says Yubnub at 4 minutes in. He says Yubnub.
It gets said quite a bit.
The yep. I love that. People will know, viewers and listeners to the real show will know, I love a good Ewok Yubnub, right? And I say you can tell it's Warwick in the suit.
Yep.
Just how he moves and how he emotes, you know Warwick Davis is in there because he is the Ewok actor, right?
Yeah.
The Ewoks are having trouble because they've lost his kids or whatever. Deech or whatever the Ewok's name is.
Yes.
Has lost his children and they have to go find it. Yeah, Deej Warwick, his children. Weechi and Whittle have gone missing.
Great.
Get used to these Ewok names. He uses a hang glider to search the forest and he finds something reflecting light in the canopy. So he goes down there and he finds Sindel. And now, if I was a small 4-year-old child,
yep.
I'd be intensely terrified.
You'd be scared, yeah.
By this Ewok that pops up. He's got a knife on him. He's got Yubnub.
Especially. Now, I can't remember what they look like when you first see them in the actual films, but they are horrifying in this.
Yes.
They've got like
their eyes.
Yeah. It's like non-moving.
Beady eyes.
Staring at you.
Not like the sort of. I think in Return of the Jedi they've got black eyes, so it's kind of teddy bear eyes almost, right? And you think it's they're nice and sweet, but in this and that they've got pupils, and it's the fact they've got pupils that is kind of they can and they don't move, and they do look terrifying to a small girl.
Yeah.
And sort of man-sized fury creature with a knife breaks in. They're investigating the crashed cruiser, and there we see Mace, who is Mace Twapani, is the family, and we know another Mace in Star Wars.
Yeah, not Mace Windu.
Yeah, Sam Jackson, Mace Windu, right?
Better if it was.
And you know what it would be? If Mace Windu was around with these Ewoks, he'd be like, say Yubnub again. I dare you. I double dare you. Say Yubnub one more time. Pulls his purple lightsaber out. And I thought, did he slur at those Ewoks?
Mm.
He's insulting them. He calls them mop face.
He does, yeah.
The Ewoks pack wrestle him to the floor.
Yep.
Take him down. And then we get the Ewok music, and we say, and there's like llamas and horses and earth. And did you notice there were earth animals?
Yeah, because there's a what are they called?
There's not an alien. There's a ferret.
That's what I'm looking for because they're playing with it.
No,
it's a
ferret.
ferret.
An alien horse or an alien
ferret.
Llama.
Yep.
Just regular, They use some leaf medicine on Sindel.
Also, I was going to point this out about the real animals. I don't know. You can tell this is probably somewhat low budget because, like I say, they've got a ferret which is just running around.
Yeah.
There's like guys in suits, and they go to pick it up. It just goes.
Yeah.
Pick it up, and it's like I don't think it's meant to do that.
No.
I don't think he's wanted to be there.
No, I don't think he is. I was worried about that when there were horses. When the Ewok troop all lines up. And there's and the Ewoks and the Caravan of Courage, as it were, starts to leave, and they're going down the track, and the Ewoks are going, yay, bye, Yubnub, and all of that. And I thought that horse is going to end up ploughing into those Ewoks if some of them don't get out of the way.
Yeah.
And think about the actors. You're stuck in a hot, furry suit.
That must be very warm.
It must be, overheating, especially in the forest, whereas, not much shade about. The next morning, Sindel is doing better, and she and Wicket get to know each other chatting around a table. She was in a ship that crashed.
She was.
Mace is very sceptical of these Ewoks. He doesn't trust them. But he knows they need to get their parents back. And the Ewoks know they've been taken by the
Gorax.
By the Gorax, so they've got to go and get them back. When they get to the village, they give her a bit more medicine.
Yep.
And there's a tree that has this special medicine in it. So they go to the tree, right? And then Mace gets his hand stuck in a tree because he's an idiot.
Well, you see something coming out of it.
Yeah, it's called a temptor, and it's kind of like
presumably it's meant to tempt you.
Yes, it's kind of like a sort of predator that lives in the. It's sort of like an amphibian kind of frog type thing.
Yeah.
It's got like a furry lure that comes out of the tree, and then it bites you when you get in the tree, right? And that's what it's called, and that exists. They go to they call it the primeval forest, the narrator says.
Great.
They enter the primeval forest, and it's sort of like a Willow. This becomes kind of like Willow type fantasy.
Yeah.
Sort of walking around in a forest adventure, right?
Also, can I point out, when he's got the, what is it, tempt what?
The temptor.
The temptor, right. Obviously, he gets out of it. He has slight burn marks on his hand. That's it. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's all right. He's fine. There's a rabbit in the corner as well. There's rabbits around.
And there's been a chance to do the other Star Wars thing, so you lose a limb.
Yeah,
everyone loses a hand.
Limb budget. Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
The Ewoks do some wrestling. It's like Ewok WWE is happening. and Sindel says this line. She goes, "I feel really sickened," and then I'm like, Jar Jar Binks could have said that. You know, I feel really sickened. Oh, moi. I feel really sickened. And then the thing is, in the dialogue in this film, it's a film for children. 1984, this is a kids' film.
Yes.
And they have to repeat to you the events
of
over
what's
and over
happened
again.
or what's
Sindel
going on.
Sick. Mace says, "Yeah, she's sick." I get that, Mace.
Yeah.
Mace, they say it like so many times before they get this leaf medicine or whatever.
Yeah.
The Ewoks do some kind of sort of drug burning of this magic leaf. I bet Ewoks are getting high off that leaf, I tell you.
Probably.
One of them had a pipe in Return of the Jedi. One of the Ewoks had like a pipe to smoke. So those Ewoks are the herb leafing all over the shop, right? So Mace calls them walking hairbrushes and insults them and calls them animals. I'm like, the Ewoks will be cooking you by now.
Yeah, but by the way, Mace, if you weren't aware, they will eat you.
They will eat you. They were going to kill Han Solo and eat him.
Yeah, they'll eat you.
Cook him alive on the fire and have him for dinner.
You know what? But I'm not surprised he doesn't.
What did they do with those stormtroopers, Corey? They ate them all. They go out again because Mace is such a good decision maker.
Yeah. He
decides to take Sindel and run. They run into the forest, and then they get ambushed by a boar wolf.
That's
what it said. It's a boar wolf. Boar wolf, yeah.
Which is like stop motion.
It's great. It's like Ray Harryhausen stop motion. I think this is one of the best things in the film. No, don't knock it, Corey. I think this is one of the best things in the film because it's like that kind of Jason and the Argonauts level stop motion where it's so chunky. It's fantastic. In a way where this is what they could do. Where it's like dunk, 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 and its mouth is going like Rawr! And all of that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And yes, the boar wolf is canon.
Great.
Because it actually appeared in Star Wars Adventures Tales from Vader's Castle 4.
Lovely.
So I don't know if that's actually the one we've got, but it actually appeared in that one. So that's where it was that's where it was made canon. So after they defeat the boar wolf, it's up to the Ewoks. So basically, the Ewoks have to get them out of the scrape. The Ewoks have to pull them out by using their amazing hunting skills because they're Ewoks. They're great hunter-gatherers. And after they defeat the boar wolf, they find Jeremit's life monitor, which is their dad. I think.
Yes.
They find his kind of wrist thing that tells him he's alive, even though it's not attached to him.
It's not connected to him anymore.
How would it say? Maybe they've got implants or something. I don't
Possibly.
know. Then they have to go to Logray, who is the Ewok shaman.
Of course there is.
He's in Return of the Jedi, you know. Even though, strangely enough, the picture they use for him on Wikipedia is different to how he actually looks. It's kind of strange.
Okay.
Let's
see if I can find him.
The picture they use for Logray, he's kind of white and cream almost.
Logray.
He's brown with tan stripes.
I'm trying to find his link.
And here they sort of depict him as
Yeah.
It does look different to the Logray they use. So maybe it's another guy called Logray. I'm not sure.
Is this another one?
Maybe another Ewok called Logray. I'm not sure. I thought it was.
Oh, there's him in the TV show, I think.
Yeah. He looks like Gandalf. It's somewhat strange. They used the wrong Ewok model for Logray, but who am I to say? This is Caravan of Courage. Who am I to question it?
Yeah.
Logray uses many shaman techniques, including a sort of weird spinny thing. It's kind of like a spinning top to locate the parents.
But it keeps going.
Yes, and who am I to question the magical Ewok and his magical spinning top?
Exactly. It's like a magic 8-ball, but better.
Yeah, of course. It's called a crystal image spinner.
Wow.
He uses it to find the Tawani parents who are being held in a cage by the Gorax. So they ask him for help, and Deej initially refuses, but he says that no Ewok has returned from this Gorax fortress, so they have to go back and they have to rescue them. So Logray initiates the call of the Ewoks to participate in the Caravan of Courage, where they share sacred tokens of legendary Ewok warriors.
Yes.
Deej gets the white wings of hope.
Yes.
Weechi gets the red wings of
yes.
hope. Wicket gets the magical walking stick.
Yeah.
Whittle gets the blue wings of strength.
Yeah.
Sindel gets the candle of this is like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Sindel gets the candle of pure light. Yes. And Mace is given a rock.
Gets a rock.
I like, if you read the wiki article, it is literally that. It lists them all in amazing capitals.
Where,
and it
what,
goes, Mace is given rock.
What bit are you on?
I'm on the recruiting local allies.
Recruiting local allies section. Where's that? There it is.
In the events, yeah. And I also question that Wicket is given a walking stick.
Sure.
Is that just looks like a stick? Is it
like
some
a
kind of
stick.
imbued with?
You
Obviously,
see-
they use it later, but it's
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that, so I'm like, oh, you know, white wings, red wings,
Yeah.
walking stick, blue wings. I'm like,
Rock. Crystal rock.
why
Yeah.
did like 3 wings, a walking stick, a rock, and a candle?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
fine.
like one of the shots. There's like a werewolf that appears or something in the
Yeah.
house under the moon. I thought, is that a Duloc, which is another species on Endor, perhaps?
Well, Mace also tries to grab something else, but it's not his.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not allowed it.
And they run past an orange planet in the night. I thought maybe that could be Vix, which is another moon of the Endor.
Yep.
Another moon of the gas giant Endor. Because Endor isn't just the forest moon. It's
Yep.
called the Sanctuary Moon, which is the forest moon where the Ewoks live. There is an actual planet called Endor. And it has like several. The whole system's been mapped out, so there's like several planets in that area.
Also, ungrateful Mace just gets the rock and goes, nah, and just throws it
Throws it
away.
away, and then Wicket has to pick up the rock and take it with him. There's a chicken too, apparently. An owl. Live action owl, just regular owl. Not alien
So it's like a
owl or
regular
anything.
owl, and I'm assuming the chicken looked different. So I don't know if I've done anything to it. 'Cause it's like yellow and like.
Puffy chicken.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be like a tip yip. That's what they use on Endor, isn't it? A chicken is a tip yip. So after he uses his magical spinning top, Sindel says the infamous line: "If we don't help them, they're gonna die."
Yeah.
Yeah. No bother, Sindel. Of course not. Lograte has massive eyes,
Yes.
and they're almost disconcerting.
Yes.
How he stares with his huge,
Just stares.
permanently open eyes at you.
This,
right?
yeah, it's so weird.
Yubnub.
At this point as well, like puppets and whatever. Obviously, these people in suits.
Yeah. These are
But like, come on, you
Yeah.
can do better than that.
animatronic eyes, open and close.
Yeah.
Just give him some life.
Like, have a move,
It
maybe.
was ironic that on this day. Do you know what day I watched this, Corey? I didn't tell you.
I don't know. Wednesday.
No. I watched this on the 14th of May, which was I think could have been
Tuesday.
Tuesday, which was George Lucas's birthday. So I thought it was somewhat ironic and somewhat fitting that I would watch George Lucas's greatest creation, even better than the holiday special, on his birthday. Happy birthday, George Lucas! You know.
Can we also point out
Caravan
that
of Courage.
2 years before this, Dark Crystal came out.
Yes.
2 years after this, Labyrinth came out. Who
both
both have
amazing
way better
practical effects.
Come on,
Amazing
man.
practical animatronics and effects and whole entire Skeksis costumes and Gelfling puppetry and all of that. And all they could do is Warwick Davis in a fursuit running around with
It's
a spear.
like, come on. Like, at least,
Yeah.
you know,
They have the time for
there's no
music,
excuse.
and all the Ewoks cheer because they're leaving in the Caravan of Courage. It's
Yep.
like an event, right? And I had a thought here because Mace has this line
Okay.
where he goes, "We're wasting our time here," or something like that. And I realised, was he meant to be like a Luke Skywalker kind of
Well,
figure?
you see, I thought that when he turned up, because he's kind of got like the long blonde
Yeah,
hair.
he's got like kind of like a flight suit.
He's wearing the
similar
orange
to
suit.
the orange X-wing pilot
He's
suit.
whiny all
almost.
the time, and I'm like, okay, this is
Whiny.
just like knock off Luke for a little
He's like,
bit.
knock off Luke. I want to go to Tashi Station, pick up some power converters. I want to go to Endor, pick up some log ray spinning tops.
I don't want to rock.
I don't want to rock. And then I realised I cordoned onto the Mace Windu thing. I realised that Mace Windu was originally a original name for Obi-Wan or something like that. It was
Right.
like a concept name originally. So the name Mace in Star Wars has been knocking about for a while.
For a while.
Next, they find an Ewok priestess and an Ewok wizard.
Great.
They're getting their D&D party together.
I'm gonna say, so priestess, wizard, shaman. There's a clear difference between all
I
these three.
suppose. So the wizard Ewok can't use the spinning top.
No, he
or
can't use the
anything.
spin top.
Next, the Ewok priestess has to perform this ritual.
Yep.
Now, I'd like you to explain this to me, Corey, because
Oh,
maybe I don't
God.
understand the subtleties of Ewok ritualistic things here.
The thing is,
she has a crystal.
Yeah.
And here comes Sindel.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here comes Mace first. Mace outstretches his hand to the Ewok priest. Yep. The Ewok says something. I don't know. Maybe it's Yubnub. and the rock turns into a lizard. He drops it, and all the Ewoks chuckle.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
They
They don't explain it.
They don't
They
explain
tell
it.
you why it means.
This is giving me
But right, it's not over. Here
Okay.
comes Sindel, and she stretches her hands, little girl, and the Ewok priestess does the same thing, and the crystal turns into a mouse. What does that mean?
Is it meant to be?
Is it meant to be like your
like
inner
a
character,
spirit animal or something?
animal
Yeah.
in a character? I don't know, because we get to the water scene.
That just feels randomly thrown in, and it also reminds me of the bit from Willow with the bones.
Oh yeah,
Which
yeah.
is meant to be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, the bones. The lizard. Oh, the mouse. Whoa. Next we get to the water scene.
Yeah.
Where I started to check out a little bit.
Oh, you started to check out here?
Yes.
I checked about half an hour ago.
Right, okay. Mace approaches this body of glimmering, sheeming water.
Right.
He puts out his finger to touch the water because you would.
Yeah, why not?
And he disappears in a labyrinth-esque visual effect of kind of. He just goes. And now he's under the water and he can't get out. It's like ice.
Yes.
There's like ice above him, but it's water. So he can't swim out like it's ice. He touches the water, he ends up under, and then he's like, oh, he's drowning. And all the Ewoks try to help him.
Yep.
So they grab like a little stick and they point it in, but the stick goes under the water. Oh no. And they have to use Ewok Wicket has to use his magical walking stick because that's the only stick that will go under the water to help save Mace.
See, the weird thing is as well, they've been given these gifts, right? Presumably because the guy knows they need to use them. Hence the whole like, there's a tooth, and he's like, that's not yours. We need that for later. Couldn't he just told Wicket like straight away, put the stick in there?
Yeah.
Put the stick
Listen, Logray's going to say, look, I'm going to level with you, Wicket. When you get, he's talking English now, by
White
the way.
guy's an idiot.
When you get to the water where the mace gets strapped under, use your walking stick and put
That
it
guy's
under.
an idiot. He'll probably touch it.
Yeah, I'll probably touch it. Look, he's a
stick.
lizard, all right? He's a lizard. He's a lizard. Listen to me, he's a lizard.
If they like water, he'll touch it.
Yeah. And they have to journey across the land of Endor. They get to some kind of field, and Sindel gets stuck in the caravan.
Yeah.
Which is the horse is spooked by Wicket jumping out of a tree,
As you would
saying
be.
yup yup, and the horse runs away, and off Deej has to go on his horse or his pony or whatever it is.
Yeah, and try and get
catch the
them.
caravan again, which he does.
He does, yes.
And yeah. And then they all do things with firebugs later in the evening, which we will know from Battlefront 2 because they're in the they're in Ewok Hunt.
They are in Ewok Hunt.
The bag that you throw and they attack the stormtroopers. They're firebugs, and Mace has one that he sort of cups together, and it's like a little person who's like a little flame kind of thing.
Kind of helps him out.
Yeah. Before they cross the desert of Salma, which is there's a desert on the forest moon of Endor, apparently so. It's known as the Selma Desert, and it is a land of acid pools and dry lakes. It's located beyond the Yawari Cliffs and the Ewok-inhabited forest land.
Don't go touching that, Mace.
The common residents of the desert were the Goraks, who built their homes in tall mountains of rock.
With the Goraks.
Yeah, the Goraks.
So there's multiple Goraks.
Yeah, there are multiple Goraks. Apparently the fauna you can find in the desert of Salma are the Arachne, which is the spider.
Spiders, yes.
A Bolibol, a Condor Dragon, a Gurek, a Hadanak, a Merek, a Rema.
There's quite a few of these.
Yep. You can find the forbidden fortress of the Goraks and the Tauni security compound.
Where were you seeing all of this?
Wikipedia.
What bit?
Go to the location. You can click the desert of Salma, and it says all this stuff.
Desert of Salma.
Yeah, it's also in canon. I think the desert of Salma is in canon, but it just says we're a land of sand on Endor.
Great. Good.
So they cross the desert of Salma towards the forbidden fortress of the Goraks.
Yeah.
And inside they have to they must do battle with the Goraks. And they reach the bottom, but the Goraks sees them, but Weechi distracts them by hiding under a basket. And the Goraks smashes the basket, but there's nothing underneath. So Weechi has to run out from a corner to enrage the Goraks, who's roaring and screaming. And everyone continues to climb down from the cage to rescue their parents because the Goraks has chained them up. So the cage breaks, and then one of the Ewoks, Chuka Trok, who I think is the wizard, falls into the hands of Jeremit. And they run out the Gorak's lair, but Chuka Trok stays behind to attack the Gorak's foot with his axe. And then Mace's yelling for him, and he uses the firebug to attack on the Gorax, and it's destroys it, and for enough time to Chukatok to get out of there. So in a rage, the Gorax strikes on the wall of the fortress, which causes rock and debris to crumble, and they have to rescue Chukatrok and to get him out of there. And Chukatrok gives Mace his axe in like in a last act.
Yes.
Oh, remember me? Take my axe.
We will definitely remember you, but I've already forgotten your name.
I honestly thought, reading this article, I thought it was a different Ewok. I thought it was Deech and not whoever Chukatrok is.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. You know what, Corey? Call me a racist, but they all look the same to me. They're all brown Ewoks. They've all got brown on them. They're all kind of furry guys who say Yubnub and have big eyes and like little teddy bears. I thought that Chukatrok was Deech.
Yeah.
So
Can I also
Who
point
knows?
out, if you go on the, like you were saying, the Desert of Sama Wikipedia thing, if you click the fauna, they're horrifying.
What?
All of them are horrifying.
Maybe this is what we're learning here is, don't get stuck on the forest moon of Endor.
No.
Because
What is that?
the desert of Salma is not a good place
The
to be.
hell is a volleyball?
The volleyball.
My God, it's like a dinosaur.
Oh my God, it's like a Ronto, but it's got horns. It's like a big giraffe type thing.
Condor, okay, it has wings, it flies.
Nabu,
that
Endor,
makes
and
sense.
Dathomir. Yeah, no wonder.
Gurek.
Gurek.
it's
Okay.
fine.
What's the Hadanak?
That's like a massive
Hanadak.
baboon.
Oh my God! It's like a Sasquatch type thing.
Yeah, it's a big old
That
baboon.
could not live in the desert.
No. Apparently it can.
What about the Merek? Oh well.
Yeah, that's
what the hell
horrifying.
is that?
That's horrifying.
It's like a flesh spider.
That looks like it's from Fallout.
Yeah, literally, that is a Fallout monster. I think I've shot that with the chest. You know. What about I'm expecting horrifying things. Oh my goodness.
From a Remmer.
It's like some kind of dinosaur rat. It's like got a big beak and a big back legs.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
Lovely.
So at the end they defeat the Gorax and they get out of the fortress alive.
Yeah.
But they lose an Ewok.
Yeah.
And then they live with the Ewoks happily on Endor. And that's the end.
Great. What happens to them? We don't
The
know.
Topani family, well, I think what happens to them is what we're going to find in the next film,
Great.
which is the Battle for Endor.
Battle of Endor.
And I also think I know what happens.
Great.
But I don't want to say.
Great.
However, the Tawani family are actually referenced in Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, because there's a picture of them in Bright Tree Village, which resembles the picture from the end of the film. So there we go. And I think Sindel has some history in the Legends of Star Wars, but the rest of the family, we'll have to watch the next film and see what happens to them. However, let's talk a bit about some of the Ewoks in this.
Okay.
Because this was 1984, right? Return of the Jedi came out in 1983, so this was a year after, and this was sort of seen as the next Star Wars property on film, right? So I thought, well, the Ewoks are going to jump off into their own kind of series.
Yeah, well, Star Wars has its little mascot characters.
Spin-offs, little mascot. R2-D2 was the first one, really. R2-D2, and then sort of Chewbacca became a mascot, and then the Ewoks were after that. And the Ewoks took on their life of their own somewhat. And they get a bit of a bad rap, and I feel like in like a Jar Jar Binks level, people are like, oh, these ridiculous little teddy bears, how could they ever defeat the Empire?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's always been the story of like the band of rebels,
Yep.
the band of the little indigenous people that take on the big technologically superior Empire with their logs and their sticks and their bow and arrows and their clubs and everything and their kind of little swingy things, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They throw at the stormtroopers and all of that. And if it's not anything, it's a great vehicle for the Star Wars format and how Star Wars can kind of be anything.
Yeah.
This is the fantasy film. This is the fantasy film about two kids in a Willow-esque going on a journey to rescue their parents from the big monster, and aided by a gang of little bears.
Yep.
It's a little story just told quite simply. Now let's give this a rating. Let's rate the Ewok Adventure. By the way, I mentioned this in my notes. The subtitle of an Ewok Adventure is like a Star Wars story. In a way, you could tack it on to kind of anything. Like The Battle for Endor, an Ewok Adventure. Caravan of Courage, an Ewok Adventure. if an Ewok defecates in the woods, does it make a sound? An Ewok adventure, that kind of thing.
Also, if you I think the Wikipedia one has it. If you look at the poster, it says, "You will live the adventure. You'll love its heroes." Did you feel like you lived the adventure?
Do I feel like I lived the adventure? Not particularly.
Did you love the heroes?
I mean, I like Wicket. Does that count?
Maybe.
Wicket the Ewok? I mean, why wasn't he the main character? Who was the main character in this? Was it? I don't know. I don't think Mace was a bit too whiny.
Yeah.
Sindel wasn't bad, but she is just, however old she is, 4 or 5 years old. And Wicket probably could have been the best for the protagonist of this film.
Yeah.
And I can't tell the difference between him and the Ewok standing next to him. So I think Wicket should announce at the start of each scene, "Look, I'm Wicket. Pay attention to me."
Yeah.
You'll love the adventure. Well, I'll put the question back to you, Corey. Did you live the adventure?
No.
Okay. Well, that settles that.
Yep.
At least one thing came out of this, and that was one of the many inspirations for this channel and this sort of show was the Mr. Sunday Movies, who was a YouTuber I quite like. He does a series called Caravan of Garbage.
Great.
Where he reviews bad films and things like Film of the Week type stuff. And it was named Caravan of Garbage because of this film, Caravan of Courage.
Lovely.
Which I think was the first thing they ever reviewed on it or whatever. So that is at least something good that's come out of this film. And even the poster is very it's almost in the Star Wars style of all the Ewoks. Their eyes are correct in this one.
Yes.
In the poster, you'll find their eyes aren't beady and wide. They're just regular Ewok sort of black teddy bear eyes. And that's it, really.
They look fine in the poster.
Yeah, they look fine in the poster.
It's got his stick.
Ewoks, Yubnub. Maybe it'll be interesting to find out, I wonder what I could do this. Well, Corey does a rating. I'll see if I can find something.
Okay. Well, this isn't getting high. I can tell you that much. Mm-hmm. I'm interested actually to know if I'm going to rate this higher than IMDb. I can't spell caravan currently.
Okay.
I put in caravan.
You know what I'd say to that, Corey?
Caravan of Courage.
You know what I'd say to that? Corey? I'd
What?
say Koati Chatu Yubnub.
Okay.
Which apparently means celebrate the freedom in Ewokese.
Lovely.
I found a Wikipedia guide.
Lovely. Thanks for that.
Pata pata, which means this. Don't want to need 2 words for 1 word, but free, pala pala, which is apparently something close to "Are we there yet?" or "Where is it?"
Lovely. What am I going to give it?
And this is my favourite one.
Oh, God.
And my favourite Ewok set, I'm giving you a bit of Ewokese here. My favourite one is Frizzy Pat Sabrika, Falas Chatter, Free Batter, Sirata, Mala Mala, Sprantu Bakatan, Chara Charamak, which means...
You sound like a sim.
Which means the Imperials have been tracing the Phalanx Redux transmitter and got an accurate enough signal to bother deploying for it. It would pop up every couple of years, but only the slightest bit for signal. And then they'd be gone, they'd showed up, it'd be somewhere else entirely.
That classic phrase.
Yeah, because you need to say that.
That's giving me naturally hands his work twisted under waterfall energy.
Yeah, it is.
But 10 times longer. So what's the point of that sentence?
Yeah. Chiba Stopper.
You literally sound like a sim.
Yeah, I'm saying Simlish. It's Simlish.
That's what Simlish is.
It's Simlish. Ski Papa D. Even if we eliminate him. That's approximate. That's approximate.
That's exactly how an Ewok would say it.
It works.
Yeah.
I like that about the Ewoks. That's why Ewok hunting Battlefront 2 is so amazing.
They'll say something nice.
Because the Ewoks are the villains.
Yeah.
They're hunting down and killing the stormtroopers.
They'll say something nice, but translate to English, I'm going to eat your brains.
Yeah, exactly. They sound like, scream pop, Peekaboo, yay! And it means, even if we eliminate him. There's another one down here that says, cheaper super, which means, hide and then come out chopping heads. The Ewoks, they're brutal.
God.
Brutal. Okay, what did you rate it?
I didn't give it one.
Okay, go on then.
You kept doing all this stuff.
I kept speaking Ewokese.
I'm gonna give it.
Oh, the back of my head's hurting.
I'm gonna give it a chim out of Ibiza. That's also Ewokese.
Okay.
3 out of 10.
Nice. Jim Almadiza. Great. Notice they don't do sentences on the Legends article. They only do random words. So I guess.
Yeah, but dude, I'm on that right now.
Yeah. There's quite a few actually. I'm going to give it a. I was going to go for a 5 because that's kind of middle of the road. For an hour 30, yes, it's random and it's filler. But there's a bit here and there where the Ewoks and the recognisable Star Wars stuff. I think I'll give it a 4. I think I'll give it a 4. That's a Hoji, if you're interested.
Fun fact: Deej just means father, apparently.
Okay.
Ichiwama. Do you know what that means?
You've got to put a bit of Ewok in it, Corey.
Do you know what that means?
You've got to say it again, but give me some Ewok. Give me some Ewok.
Okay, can you say a phrase again so I can harness my Ewok?
Okay. Do you want me to give you a bit of a? Okay, here we go. Chug Olga Fangoa.
Right, so you're just going high pitch.
Well, no, not really.
What was that?
Hold on. I go. Yubnub. You got to go like Chug Olga Fangoa like that.
You sound like Sebulba.
Sound like Sebulba.
Kind of.
Sebulba doesn't sound like that.
Anyway. This is my Ewok. Ichiwama.
You just do your regular voice.
Exactly. Do you know what Ichiwama means?
What does Ichiwama mean?
Wow, gee whiz, oh my goodness.
Wow, gee whiz, oh my goodness. Maybe there's...
What about, fine, Ikitoku? What's that mean?
Does it mean like, I bet it's something really horrible.
Axe.
Axe. Oh, nice. That's a long for axe. Apparently Yubnub means hooray, and I'm really happy that it does mean that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like,
or
kill
freedom.
him.
Yeah, Yubnub. Yubnub. Take him out, boys.
Feech means dang.
Feech means that, yeah, I knew feech was a swear word. It's because of how they were using it. It was like, the Ewok could like roll down a hill or something, and one of them would go, feech, Right, now it's time for the weekly rec. And... it's got to be. There's no one else I can give this weekly rec to other than the man, the myth, the legend, Warwick Davis.
Okay.
Right? And I'm going to give it to a particular, something in 2018 that Warwick did, where he joined the television show Bear's Mission, where he went across the Lake District with Bear Grylls.
Yep.
Right?
I vaguely remember this happening.
Bear's Mission with Warwick Davis is a show from 2018. It's about 50 minutes long. The full thing's on YouTube, so watch it. The channel strangely enough, called Little Monkey Fella. So, we're a bit ironic there, considering the Ewoks, but Ewoks on monkeys, they're bears. That's Bear Grylls, haha. There's great... your eyebrows there. There's some great moments in this. I have watched this actually recently. I watched it a couple of days ago just to refresh myself on it. And it's perfect. It's just so charming and Warwick... and it's him kind of out of his comfort zone, like, oh, I don't know if I can cross this gorge. Oh, I'll go on the rope. Whoa! That kind of thing. It's really fun and interesting, but it's also a good hand of, like, his life and his compassion and his... unfortunately, a few weeks ago, his wife passed away, which is quite sad. And obviously, our respect and love goes out to Warwick Davis and his 2 children. But... this episode with Bear Grylls really shines a light on him as an actor and as a human as well, and just a great guy, and how fun he is, and how much he's always been, challenging stereotypes for actors, and he's been doing great work in Star Wars and Harry Potter, and what's that very famous one? The Leprechaun series and everything that Warwick does. It's fantastic. There's a favourite bit in the documentary. You should probably watch this, Corey, because I think it's really good. And I don't say that very often for you to watch it, but I do think this is great if you've not seen it already. And where Bear Grylls, they're hunting for fish in a river, right? And Bear has fashioned these spears with 4 prongs to stab the fish.
Go in the water.
Yeah. And Warwick says, right, I'm going to do a little practice.
Oh, God.
He goes, there's the fish. Oh, and he gets it like that, okay, just like that. And he's standing on this little rock doing it. And Bear's already got caught fish by now. And he turns to Warwick and goes, Warwick, you got to think fast. He throws the fish at him. And the fish hits Warwick, he lands in the water, and he's stabbing. And then Bear Grylls goes, you're using the wrong end of the spear. And he has to turn it around. And he's, still getting it. And then Warwick looks down and he goes, oh, the fish is already dead. And Bear goes, yeah, no, I already got it. But it's a great documentary. I think it's fantastic. A real adventure when they go across the Lake District in the trees and and they eat the fish together, and it's really fun, and I just really enjoy it as a nice little TV special.
Fair enough.
This is Bear's Mission with Warwick Davis. The full thing's on YouTube, so you can go and watch it at your pleasure. Bear Grylls and Warwick Davis. What a great team up. Legendary team up.
What are you going to give it?
I'm going to go higher than an Ewok. Okay. Higher than an Ewok adventure. 8.5.
Nice. Very nice.
8.5, yeah. For Warwick Davis himself, shout out to you, Warwick. You don't need it, but shout out to you.
Just to also add stuff, I'm still on the Ewokies Legends thing.
Right.
Yubnub actually has 2 meanings. Yubnub in one word is hooray. Yub space nub is freedom.
Yeah.
How do you distinguish from Yubnub and Yubnub?
You go Yubnub, Yubnub.
Great.
Yeah. I think maybe it's tone. I'm not sure.
Yup has one as well.
Yup. Yeah, yup.
Yup is either rejoice, or if it's yup space yup, follow / let's go.
Okay.
You don't want to get them confused.
No.
Someone is like, follow me, and you're like, yeah!
Hooray!
Also, it's a good job I did not say rock when he gave
rock.
Mesa rock in Ewokies.
Oh, why? Is that what we can't say?
It could be pronounced differently.
Oh, okay.
It could be Tuk.
Tuk.
But it's THUK,
Tuk.
which could also be something else.
Oh, okay.
But I'm assuming it's Tuk. Emphasis on the Tuk.
Tuk. Yeah.
Not.
Yup. Freepa Catribo Patchaba. Yeah,
that's literally Sims.
Yeah, that is literally Simlish. That doesn't have a translation either, so I don't know what I'm saying there.
Could be saying anything.
Free Pala Pala is are we there yet, or where is it?
Oh, we're there yet. Of course, the Ewoks also have to say.
They're walking through the forest. They're like, Free Pala Pala, dude. Where are we going?
Yeah. Also, my favourite one, Ubigar. You know what Ubigar means?
That you sound so Simlish saying that.
That is Simlish.
What is it? Oh, Ubigar is Simlish.
This is how close it sounds.
I thought you were speaking Ewokese.
No. That's Simlish for very good.
Oh, right, okay. I thought Simlish wasn't meant to be translatable.
Apparently it is.
I thought Simlish was determined was to sound like English words, but not based on
I don't know. Yeah, but they started doing songs. They started doing songs in English, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, Katy Perry had to sing "California Girls" all in Simlish.
Oh, really? That was translated.
There's actual.
I don't think the original intention of Simlish was to be translatable.
If you ever play The Sims, there are actual cover songs sung by the artist where they're singing the whole song in Simlish.
I think the intention of Simlish was meant to be, because I'm a purist. The intention of
Sims
Simlish
purist
was meant to be that it was unintelligible from the whole way through.
What's your favourite Sims game?
Be able to say probably Sims. I was going to say Sims 4.
You've only got 4 to choose from.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the Sims 3 patch notes.
Sims 3 patch notes.
If you've ever read them.
I haven't actually. No.
Oh no, you've never read the Sims 3 patch notes?
No.
Goodness me, Corey, where have you been? This is wildly off topic for the Ewok adventure.
Honk.
I think we finished the review of it already.
Yeah, we have.
There is a video of the Sims 4 patch notes. Here we go. Where's the actual funny ones? There we go. I think I found the video. Reading the Sims 3 patch notes. Here we go. Kleptomaniac Sims can no longer steal subway stations from lots.
Right, that stuff.
It's that one. Yeah. Sims can no longer woohoo in the elevator with a Sim who is on a different floor.
Yeah.
All of that kind of one.
Yeah.
The Grim Reaper will no longer be prevented from reaping souls due to band affiliation.
Yeah, I think I've seen stuff like this.
Fix the tuning issue so that Sims now vomit at acceptable levels.
Yeah.
All of that kind of thing. But back to the Ewoks and the Ewokies. I'm going to give Warwick's special with Bear Grylls, Bear's Mission with Warwick Davis, from 2018, a full 8.5 reels.
Very nice.
Fantastic. And I think we can both say, Corey, both together,
Yubnub!
And have a great rest of your day. It is a great time to be, going around and doing Ewok things. We can go and have an Ewok adventure ourselves, Corey.
Can we?
Yes, we can. We can walk through the forest saying Yubnub. Like two absolute nutters.
Yeah, because that's right. People are going to really... If you went into the forest and saw people going, Yubnub, it's walking around.
Walking around with spears.
Turn around, turn away.
Yeah.
Walk off. Don't go near him.
I'll go up to them and I'll say, "Scrip up packadee," which means even if we eliminate them. May the Force be with you. And it's a great end to our May the 4th Star Wars month. It is a goodbye from me, Yubnub, and a goodbye from Corey.
Yubnub.